Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to TWB. It's time for the big show here, Monday, February the 13th, 2023. Welcome. I'm Bruce here with Traveling with Bruce. Nice to see you here. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying healthy out there. We're doing the best we can here. Jen and I are in great shape. The good news on Jen's hip, all is going very well. It's been 6.5 weeks now, seventh week coming up, that she had this hip replacement. And I got to tell you, we are seeing improvement happening at light speed. We said goodbye to the walker about 3 weeks into that gig. There was no more walker being used anymore. She's been using her cane that she used to use before the operation. And now around the house, she doesn't even use the cane anymore. She's just getting up and going to the bathroom, getting up, going to the kitchen, in the living room, whatever. It's fantastic. What we've been working on now for her is to build back her stamina, get her endurance back. She was pretty weak there. And the good news is we're now going for longer walks when we do go for a walk, but we're now going daily to one of our swimming pool spa centers here. We have 37 pools and spas scattered around this 27-hole golf course with 1,250 condos around it. The one that's nearest us, where the pool is heated, we head over there now, and we're in there almost every day. And she is doing a lot of her hip exercises in the pool, and she's loving this. I'm, of course, hanging out in the spa because I love the hot water and the bubbles just helping me relax. And then she comes into there after she does her pool exercises. And I tell you, it helps us sleep. I don't have to take Tylenols or anything. I come out of that hot tub, I'm done for. It's fantastic. So she is doing very, very well. Her pain threshold is very good. She doesn't take any meds really for pain. Occasionally now she has Tylenol, just a regular old Tylenol. But all in all, she is really coming along. Her therapist is delighted. She only sees her therapist now for the next 2 weeks, one this week and next week, and that's it. She's done. And she's been following her regimen and her exercise program, and it's really showing. It is really improving dramatically. So we're both very, very pleased. So thank you, all of you out there, for all your kind words and best wishes for her speedy recovery. Definitely working, and we're thrilled as to how things are coming along. The weather here, by the way, let me know how you're doing for your weather. We're in the very high 60s and low to mid 70s. That seems to be where we are right now. I think in the next week or 2 or 3, we will probably hit mid 70s on a regular basis and then start pushing the 80s around. Certainly by the end of this month into March, we will be back to the 80s regularly. And I can't tell you how eager I am to have it happen because I love the heat. I really love to be outside when it's warm. It just relaxes me wonderfully. So hopefully that will happen. I love going for a walk late in the afternoon when it's still 80 degrees out, but it's cooling into the high 70s. Love it. There's still heat coming off the pavement. Oh, I love that. I just enjoy it so much. Anyway, we're doing okay here. Winter, the worst of it may have been past. We did have a few sessions here where we are in the very low 50s for high temperature, but we've pretty well knocked that out of the park, and we're now really pushing the mid 60s, low 60s maybe, but really we're now really in the 65, 70 degree range, and often we now break 70 degrees. So things are improving here. I hope it's getting better for you wherever you are. Thank you, all of you out there who are hitting the thumbs up button today. Those of you watching on the rerun, you guys are amazing. The last 3 or 4 weeks in a row, I've been getting these alerts from you folks letting me know, Bruce, I'm watching your show. I am your number 96 thumbs ups. I'm your 99 thumbs up. I'm your 105th thumbs up. We've been hitting 100 thumbs ups plus on this tiny little live show every week. I thank you very much for helping us out. On the cruise front, I have a little bit of news for you. Changes that happen all the time, but some forced changes that are going on. And then I have some cruises to talk to you about, including a river cruise I wanted to talk to you about and show off to you, and get your impressions up. So welcome all to the party here. I'm glad you're here today. We've got Nathan here saying thumbs up number 3 today, Bruce. The gas is $3.09 a gallon. The high was 60 degrees here today. See you all more next week. Thank you, my friend, for that. Ms. M is here. Hi, Bruce and all. Number 6 thumbs ups. Shady Hill Homestead. Good evening, everybody. Number 8 on the thumbs up meter. Ken Kachera. Hi, Bruce and all from Saginaw, Michigan. The temperature is 38 degrees outside. Gasoline is $3.24 a gallon right now. Good evening from Janet and Ken. We are thumbs up number 9. Thank you all for starting us off right away with the thumbs ups. Our friends went on a Monarch Express cruise, says Stephen Butler. Gate 1 Travel. European River Cruise. It had similar itineraries, excursions, and good food as the big name river cruise lines at about half the cost. Very interesting. Jeannie Laminghouse, hello again. Bruce, hi to all the TWBers out there. Bill and Jeannie are here for the big show from East Tennessee. I know today it was 55, 60 over there, so it's getting better. Robert Mailhot, wow, I'm awake at 7:53. This is great. Kirk Bronson, YouTube and Facebook channel. Hi, Bruce and TWB family. Kirk from the Big Apple is here, and I'm still working hard. Have you just come off of your cruise? I'm just curious. Did you just finish your cruise? Robert Mellon, I believe I'm number 12. Thumbs up. Thank you, Robert. Tim Bowman, greetings all from a damp and overcast Seattle. It's 42 Fahrenheit here, and I just came in from trimming some trees. Welcome, sir. Number 14 thumbs ups. Thank you, Tim, for that. Donnell, hi, Bruce and all. I am number 15 from Ireland. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. Lee Shearer is here, number 16 in Boca Raton, Florida. Beautiful day here. 70s in Florida. You got to love that. Jay Rogers, happy Monday to you, Bruce, and TWB family. Happy to hear your Jennifer Aniston lookalike wife is doing well and making progress. Bruce, I got to get on a cruise with you and others from the TWB channel. Any upcoming, we'll keep you posted. We're always looking. Jimmy Wilkes, a number 20 thumbs ups. Nikki Singleton, greetings from Jacksonville, Florida, 59 degrees right now. Happy Valentine's Eve. Thank you. Ms. M, reasonable in the Fraser Valley tonight. Rain some days and sunny some days as well. 8 to 10 degrees Celsius. Well, 10 degrees is 50 Fahrenheit for the highs. That is a break from winter. Annie's I'm on. Hi, Annie. Number 5 from Sydney, Australia. Feel winter's on the way here. 19 Celsius, though. It's about close to 70. Petrol is up again. 209 Aussie for a liter as a cheapest. Why? Jay Rogers, I'm number 17 on the thumbs up tonight. Kirk Brunson, no, Bruce, my cruise is Sunday on the MSC Seascape. This Sunday, buddy. I'm on this Sunday night. Right on, pal. Have a great time. I know you're doing the Amtrak train ride from New York down there. I sure hope you take video of the train ride and put that on your channel. Fantastic stuff, man. A lot of train buffs will want to see that. Kevin Chapman is in the house. The author is here. Number 26 thumbs up. Gorgeous day here in Central Jersey. High mid-50s. Snow. What's that? Wishing you and Jen a happy Valentine's Day. Best to you as well. You and Sharon. Thank you, my friend. Sharon is here. Speaking of Sharon, hi, Bruce. Number 27. Kevin and I just came back from an early Valentine's dinner, much more relaxed than what restaurants would be like tomorrow. Tomorrow it's going to be romantic, but I wonder if there'll be any breakups. I wonder if, you go to a restaurant, there'll be all kinds of tables for two everywhere. And then you can hear the screaming, oh, how could you? When the guy says, I think it's over. I can't afford the surf and turf you order all the time. I think we got to see somebody else. I got a girl that wants to hang out with me, and she gets off on Subway sandwiches. I can't afford you. I wonder if that's what's going to happen at some of these restaurants. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I will say that Jen and I were at a restaurant. This is many, many years ago. This had to have been, oh my gosh, this had to have been in 1980, 85, 86, before our daughter was born. It was a New Year's Eve, and we went to the Westin Hotel, and we went into their nice restaurant, which I think was called the Owl's Nest. I think that they called it the Owl's Nest. This is a long time ago. And we were sitting at a table, and there was an empty table between us, and then there was another table over for the couple sitting over there. And we were having our dinner, and all of a sudden, the gal says to her guy, how could you do this to me? And we realized, oh my God, it's a breakup. It's a breakup happening at the Owl's Nest. He took her to one of the fanciest restaurants in Calgary to dump her. Oh my. And he figured that she'd do it quietly. No, it didn't go quietly at all. She was upset and let him have it. Oh man. She gave him the what for about a minute or so. Then she got up and left. Jen and I were kind of like, oh geez, oh my goodness, this didn't work out. This is not the way it was planned. I don't know what he was thinking, because he wasn't thinking. He was not thinking. Oh boy, that was something. What can I say? Robert, hi Bruce and Jen from Boston. Number 14 on the thumbs up meter. Going to go on a cruise on the Norwegian Encore next month to the Eastern Caribbean. Hotel prices in Miami Beach or higher from pre-COVID by 80%. They're 80% higher than before COVID. Is that insane or what? That's not good for the cruise business. That can't be good, because if you can't get to your ship in an affordable manner, you might not take a cruise from that area. Well, that's bad for Miami. That's bad for Fort Lauderdale. We're talking a whole bunch of cruise ships here. Something's not right. You got to wonder, why is it so high so much? Is it just that many people, or are the hotels colluding with each other? Like, what's going on? I don't know. You got to wonder if people are going to be doing more bed and breakfasts or doing more Verbo, or I can imagine where people will come in. They will land in Fort Lauderdale 2 or 3 days before the cruise. They will rent a car. They will go out of town to the north, maybe to Daytona Beach or something, grab a place there for a couple of nights. And then the day of embarkation, they check out of their hotel that's reasonably priced there and drive the car down to the port, hopefully where they can dump off their car, and come straight in and get straight on the ship and not even spend a dime in Miami. That could cost Miami dearly if the hotels take away a big chunk of business from people who avoid it. It's amazing. That's interesting. JJ, Port Canaveral and TEP are more affordable cruise ports. There you go. I believe it. I absolutely believe it. But the Miami thing, that is surprising to me. That is really something. I don't know. Thanks again, everybody, for these thumbs ups. Keep them coming in. We appreciate it. We now are showing, let me get an update here. I will tell you, I see now a total of 30 thumbs ups that have come in. So thank you all for these 30 thumbs ups already. Keep them happening for us. And 70 to go, up 31, 69 to go. And we've got 100 of them, especially those of you on the reruns. If you're watching this show on the rerun, which many of you do, most of you do watch this show on the rerun, please hit the thumbs up button for us and help us get to 100 thumbs up and beyond. That would be absolutely fabulous. Thank you. BZ, don't I know you from somewhere? Your stories are great no matter where they're told or what the topic says, BZ. Rocky, number 26, hi from Chesapeake, Virginia, where the temperature is down to 47 Fahrenheit from 63 this afternoon. Gas is down 20 cents since last week's big show at 303. Eddie Albert, celebrity reflection last week, great crew and happy crew. Says a great deal for Celebrity Cruise Line. Spent the night before cruise, $400 for one night. Wow. That is ridiculous. $400 a night. That is $12,000 a month in rent for a room in a hotel. That is ridiculous money. You couldn't have been in a 5-star. Sounds like unbelievable. That's insane. Unbelievable. I'll tell you another story. I love this story about cruising. This is a story that Jennifer and I has happened to us. This is one of those scenarios where I was telling you about the first story about the breakup in a fancy restaurant. Here's one. This happened on a cruise ship. I swear this is true. I am not making this up. We were on a Holland America cruise for the very first modern day cruise for me. Jennifer had never been on a cruise before, so this is the first time ever. But for myself, I'd been on an ocean liner in 1959 and 1962, crossing from Canada to Europe and Europe back to Canada. And that my memory of cruising was from as a 7-year-old or 6-year-old. But in any event, we were on the Holland America Oosterdam. We were getting ready to leave from downtown San Diego for a 1-week Mexican Riviera cruise. Friends of ours, a couple that had been begging us and bugging us to take a cruise. They said, you should go with us. You should go with it. We've done 15 cruises. You two guys would really like it. Little did they know that someday I would end up being a YouTuber and I'd be talking about cruises. I mean, who knew? You never know. Anyway, so we said, okay, we're going to go with you guys. We're going to take this cruise. And they said, look, here's the deal. Okay. All day long, you do what you want and we do what we want. And wherever on the ship you are and wherever on the ship we are, it doesn't matter. But every night at, I think it was 6:00, we have dinner at the main dining room at our table reserved every night. And this way we can see each other every night and compare notes. And as it turned out, we ended up during those days where you get off the ship, shore days, we hung out with those two guys going off the ship together and had a great time. Really enjoyed ourselves. Okay, so here it is. Jen and I, we flew down to Los Angeles the night before, and I rented a car, and I had a couple of things to do in LA then that night. And then that day, I should say, and then that afternoon, we got to San Diego. We got to San Diego around 6:00 at night. And Jennifer and I check into a hotel that's like 3 blocks away from the cruise port. And we went out for dinner that night, and our friends were flying in the next morning from Phoenix. And they said, we'll meet you at the ship. Oh, great. No problem. So Jen and I get up the next morning. We have breakfast, and then we pack up our room, check out, and I take the car and I drive it down to where the ship is because we can see the Oosterdam is docked right there. We see it right downtown. So we drive down towards the ship, and I take the bags out of the car, and I get Jennifer to the front of the ship, and I tell her, okay, I'm going to take the car now to the rental office that's 1 block over here. You stay with the bags. I'll catch up with you. Okay. So I whip the car up to this place. I dump it off. I come jogging down the hill. It's downhill. No problem. Come down to the ship, catch up with Jennifer, and we walk with our bags, and we come around the front of the ship and around to the side. And there's our friends sitting there. They've been there for 20 minutes wondering where we were. We were just around the other side of the ship. So we get great. Okay, let's check in. So now we do the whole thing. No problem at all. We're in line, and we get to a seating area, and then we get called, and we're going up the gangplank, and everything's great. It's really exciting going on this. For me, it's exciting. Jennifer's excited, and our friends are excited for us because it's a brand. It was only a 6-year-old cruise ship, beautiful ship, and Holland America. We're really looking forward to it, and we get on board, and because we left our bags already with the porters. They're going to get our bags to our room later. No problem. We just have a couple carry-ons. Everything's great. And so we go for a little tour. We go to our cabins and we dump off our baggage, and then we leave the bags behind, and we we then meet up with our friends again, and we go on several decks of the ship, and they're showing us, here's the casino here, and here's here's the theater. And we went inside and we could see all the seats and stuff, just exploring everything. It was great. And we end up on the top of the ship, and we then had to get back to our rooms because in the next 20 minutes or so, it was going to be muster drill time. And that's where you put on your life jackets, or you grab your life jackets, and then you have to go to your station. Right. So we go back to our room, and the way we did this is Jennifer and I were on one side of the ship, sort of towards the three quarters of the way back, and our friends were on the other side of the ship, three quarters of the way to the front. And so we were diagonally opposite each other on purpose, so that we weren't beside each other, and there was no pressure to hang out with each other. If we bumped into each other, we bumped into each other. It was kind of like two separate vacations, but we had friends on board. Great. Fine. So Jen and I get to our room. We get there, and we realize, well, these walls are they're kind of like metal, like they're metal. You can feel it. You can knock on. Anyway, we can hear voices, and I said to Jennifer, "Oh, I think we can hear our neighbors next door." And we had a balcony room, and so we opened up the balcony door to let some fresh air in, and I wanted to look outside and just watch what was happening on the pier down below, and all the activity, the pre-embarkation activity, right? And we had about 15 minutes to kill before we had to do our muster drill. So this is kind of like that period of time where you kind of get to your cabin and sort yourself out and find your life jackets and figure out where you got to go and all this sort of stuff. So anyway, the chatting that's going on is getting louder. It's getting more heated. And I'm looking at Jen, and she's looking at me, and we're going, oh, there's problems next door. There's something going on here. We can't help but hear it. And our door is open. Our balcony door is open. Turns out that their balcony door was open as well. So now, not only could we hear the loud volume between the wall, but now we could hear the sound coming around from the outside, and it was getting kind of heated. And well, it turns out there was a little surprise. There was a little surprise at the beginning of the cruise for both members of this party, this guy and gal. Now, we hadn't seen the two people prior to this moment in time. We had not seen them because we were running around the ship and everything. So I'm walking out towards the balcony, and I'm still inside my cabin, but I'm right at the door, and the door is open, and we have a divider between there's a divider between balconies. So it's kind of a steel draw. It's a kind of a levered kind of a steel divider that the ship could theoretically lift, and then you could see the person next to you in the balcony. Especially if it's family, you can have it lifted, and the kids are there, mom and dad are here, all that kind of stuff. Okay, well, the divider's down, and I'm on one side of the divider, and it turns out the guy is on the other side of the divider, and he lights a cigarette, and you can just tell by his voice, he's really frustrated. He's really not a happy camper, and he's puffing away, and I can hear her voice, the gal's voice, from inside the cabin, and she's talking while probably unpacking her stuff. Okay. And well, that's not what I want to do. That's not the way I think. I don't think it's going to go like that. And he's going, well, what do you expect? We're going to be on the ship for a whole week together. And she's going, well, that's not what I had in mind. No. I'm thinking to myself, oh man. I bet you that these two aren't married. They're not married. And I don't know how long they've known each other, to be sure, to be truthful. Not really sure how much of a couple they really are, but I have a suspicion that the guy may have paid for the cruise and instructed the room attendant to put the beds together as a king size rather than have two independent beds in this room. And when they got in there, he came in and then she followed in with her baggage and saw this. And I think that didn't go over very well. Best laid plans got blown up even before the muster drill. And they're having a chat about this, and she's kind of going, I'm calling the room attendant to get these two beds separated. There's no way I'm going to have a king size bed in here with you. And he's thinking, hey, I guess all the signals he got were, wouldn't it be nice if we could go on a cruise together? And he's thinking, yeah, it would be kind of nice if we could go on a cruise together and be in a cabin together and be on a bed together, you know. So it's not happening, and so he's now on the balcony, or he's about to come on the balcony. He's walking towards the balcony because he has a cigarette in his hand and the smoke is coming out, and I can smell it. I'm not going to report this guy because this is juicy stuff. And Jen is like not moving. Jen is absolutely not moving an inch. She's not unpacking anything. She doesn't want to make a decibel of noise. She's all ears, and I'm sort of giving her the play-by-play. I'm whispering back to her the play-by-play, and the guy is coming out to the balcony. He's muttering to himself. And he says the ultimate one-liner that stuck with us for the rest of the cruise. And the line was, well, some fine goddamn cruise this turned out to be. We haven't even had the muster drill yet. This is going to be one hell of a week. Too late to get off the ship now. You're on it for the week, and there are no other rooms. It was a sold-out cruise. Oh, my God. Well, wouldn't you know it? Jen and I are just holding ourselves. I mean, we're just about to bust out laughing. We couldn't believe what we were hearing. Anyway, we grab our life jackets and we hear the announcement over the PA system, please come to your muster station. We're going to do the muster drill. And so we grab our life jackets and we figured we had to go down the hall this way, but it turns out we actually had to go down the hall that way. And so we came out of our room and we went down the hall this way and went 3 or 4 cabins. No, wrong direction. And so we turned around and we come back, and who's coming out of the cabin at that moment in time? The couple. And they don't know that we're their neighbors because we're coming from a couple of cabins away, walking this direction. You see, they don't know we're the neighbors right on the other side of the wall. They have no idea. So there's no embarrassment that they are wondering if we heard what they said, because we're just coming from way over here. But we know who they are, but they don't know who we are. And I'm looking at him and I'm looking at her and I'm thinking to myself, 20 years difference. He's 20 years older than she is. And she is not 19. She's about 40, 45, and he's 60, 65. And he was hoping and praying that this would be the cruise of cruises, that he would have a whole week with a hot gal in a room with a king size bed. All shot to hell before the muster cruise. Oh, and so all during the cruise, we would see them here in and around, the area. And he was drinking a lot of beer. It was not going well. It was not going well. That there was no spirited noise coming from the other cabin for the entire week. It was dead quiet over there. Oh, there was nothing going on. Oh my, some fine cruise this turned out to be. Well, we couldn't wait. We could not wait to catch up to our friends. We were going to have dinner that night. So, of course, we do the muster drill and we go all back to our cabins. And then Jennifer and I, we're all changed up and we met. We're going to meet our friends at whatever the time, 6 o'clock, whatever it is. And so 10 to 6, we leave our cabin and we head over to the main dining room. And our friends are waiting for us. And I said, have I got a story for you? And he said, you've already got a story? I said, you've only been on the ship 2 hours. I said, I know. I got a story even before the muster drill for you. So we sat down and we told him the story. Oh, the laughing. This was something. That was the theme of the cruise. If anything was going on with the cruise, we'd look at each other and go, well, one fine cruise this turned out to be. Oh my! I think that guy had it figured out. He was one sharp cookie. She was gonna go with him on this Mexican Riviera cruise and get that king size bed put together. And this is gonna be one fine 7-day wonder trip where he hardly even leave the cabin. Just be in the cabin the whole time. Just like a honeymoon or something. This wasn't working out. No, that's not what she was thinking was being promised. And I can imagine when the cruise was over. Can you imagine the stories that she had for her friends, and then the stories that he had to tell his friends when they got back to wherever they were going to? It didn't seem, as we saw them occasionally, they didn't look to be romantically involved with each other in any way, shape, or form. This cruise wasn't working its magic as the cruise went on. No, it did. Nothing was warming up at all. Oh my gosh, that was unbelievable. Oh yeah. Just too much fun. Oh, Kirk Brunson, I'm packed. I'm ready to go for the cruise. And I'm paying $250 a night for one night hotel. Brittany Anderson, hi, Bruce. Oh, sorry, I'm late. Karim, hey, Uncle B, number 33 today. Brittany Anderson, I'm number 34. Donnell, you tell a great story, Bruce. I'm in stitches over here. Rocky, you called the neighbors a couple? Well, I'm just saying it was two of them. And I'm just saying it. A couple of what? I don't know. I'll tell you, man. Oh my gosh. Some fine cruise that turned out to be is right. Oh, no. Oh, Jen and I were just in stitches. Whenever we think about that, we chuckle away. We chortle about it. Oh, I was thinking the week before the cruise. This guy must have had fantasies like you could not imagine. I can imagine what he was thinking was going to happen and how great it could be, And on her side, I think this is going to be great. I'm going to get my tan. I'm going to work on my tan by the pool. She's getting maybe she got a free cruise out of the deal, or I don't know. Did they split the fare? I don't know. We never talked to him. Oh gosh. That was something else. Anyway, that was my first cruise on a modern cruise ship in California there on the Holland America Oosterdam. That was 1988. That cruise. That is 15 years ago. 15 years ago. I can't believe it. And 9 years later, what do? I start a YouTube channel talking about cruise ships. Can you believe it? I never thought that story would come up. I don't know if the guy's still alive. I mean, if he was 65 at the time, he'd be 80 now. And if she's watching, I can say hello. I have no names. There will never be names. They will be unnamed. Anyway, there you go. All right. So there's the story right there. Oh, gosh. A little bit of cruise info for you. I don't have a lot for you today, but I will say this. I found something interesting today about the cruise business that I thought you might be interested in knowing. And this is something that just sneaks up on you. You don't realize it until you see for yourself evidence of this information I'm about to share with you. Pardon me, folks. But I was shocked. I was really surprised. Since 2020, in just the last 3 years, in just 3 years, um, the Carnival cruise ship line, Carnival Corporation, with all those cruise ships they have and all the cruise lines that they operate, do you realize that they have had 25 of their ships leave their fleets? 25 of their ships in just 3 years. That to me is unbelievable. That is shocking. I looked at the list and I saw here that the list includes ships from Costa Cruise Lines. They own Costa, that operates mainly in the Mediterranean in the summertime and South America in the wintertime, and Mediterranean as well. But they operate mainly. They're really not doing much in North America. They are really a European, South American, Middle East kind of area. The Costa Atlantica, it left early 2020 before the pandemic. The Costa Victoria was gone June 2020. The Carnival Fantasy was knocked off July 2020. Carnival Inspiration, July 2020. The Holland America Amsterdam, these were the smaller Holland America ships, not the ones that they use now, the bigger ones. Excuse me, the Holland America Amsterdam, July 2020. The Holland America Rotterdam, July 2020. The Holland America Veendam, July 2020. And the Holland America Maasdam, July 2020. Two more, Costa Neo Romantica and the P&O Oceana, all were killed off July 2020. They were all taken out of service by the cruise line. Now, to be fair, this was during the pandemic because we saw the Diamond Princess in Tokyo be sequestered, and all that world coverage and people dying on board that ship, and oh gosh, the nightmare of that. That was in, I think that was February, March of 2020. Here we are, July. Ships are all shut down. Everything is canceled everywhere. And these ships are all being offloaded. They are either sold to other lower rung cruise lines or they were scrapped. A number of these ships were scrapped because what Carnival figured out and what Royal Caribbean figured out and what Norwegian figured out was our oldest ships are out of service right now. They're not going to be put back into service for a while. And the reality is, if it takes a year or 2 years, by the time we're back in business, these older ships are not going to be allowed in most of the world's ports because they burn the cheapest form of bunker fuel, the cheapest version of fuel you can get. It's the dirtiest with the soot and everything else. And some of these ships were scheduled to possibly get upgrades, like a $90 million per ship scrubber system. But the Carnival figured out, no. We are bleeding money here like crazy. We can't fix these ships up with scrubber systems. And the reality is, the cost of steel is rising because as the pandemic went on, steel mills had been shut down in Europe, in North America, in Asia. Again, COVID shutdowns. All of a sudden, used steel went up in price. And these scrap yards in India and in Turkey, for example, they were paying top dollar. And so what Carnival figured out was, if we take a bunch of these ships and drop them off for scrap, we can lay off all the people that are on these ships. All the crew have been sent home anyway, as far as the hotel staff and the entertainers and the bartenders and the waiters. They're all gone. Ships are empty. Now we can offload our captain, all the other staff, our navigators, all the engineers, all these folks that cost big bucks. These are most expensive employees on board the ships. We can stop the meter. We can stop the meter for insurance premiums every month. We can stop the meter for all the fuel that the ship burns just to stay alive, just to keep the electricity going and keep the water systems running and the air conditioning going. We can stop the meter on this entire ship, and we can get cash for it. And so they were basically offloading these ships, and they were thinking originally they would get 5, 10, 15 million. Now they were getting 30, 40 million dollars a ship just to get them scrapped or more. So that's what happened in July 2020. After July 2020, September 2020, the Sun Princess was dumped. The Sea Princess was dumped in September. Carnival Imagination was offloaded. The Carnival Fascination was offloaded. Then in October of 2020, the P&O Australia Pacific Area and the P&O Australia Pacific Dawn ships were let go. More to be scrapped or offloaded. Then in January 2021, Pacific Princess was gone. The Ada Cara was gone, one of the oldest ships for Ada Cruise Lines. Costa Mediterranea, October 2021. The Ada Mira, January 2022, was offloaded. Carnival Sensation, February 2022, a year ago, was let go. The Ada Vita was let go June 2022. The Carnival Ecstasy, October 2022. Costa Magica, February 2023. And the Ada Aura, September 2023. Are out. They're out of the system. 25 cruise ships from Carnival's fleet of ships overall were all scrapped, sold off, and are no longer part of the story. Amazing, an amazing turnover of cruise ships from just one company. But that's telling you right there what isn't needed anymore. Amazing. Now, of course, Carnival, as we know, they have taken on new ships. They took on just before the virus really took over. They did take delivery of a couple of their ships. Just give me a second here. The number one thing to remember is that Carnival offloaded small ships. These old ships were the old, smaller ships. And so they took on the Mardi Gras, which of course is delivered in 2020. And now they've had the sister ships come in for the Mardi Gras. And these ships are 1,130 feet long, 137 feet wide, passenger capacity 6,630 at max capacity. So offloading 2,000 passenger ships, 1,800 passenger ships, 2,100 passenger ships, and bringing in 2 or 3 of these monsters that, there's 3 of these that takes care of 6 other ships right there. But, this was a big move. Obviously, Princess brought in new ships. Holland America has brought in a couple of new ships, and there you have it. Now, speaking of new ships, other news for you. There are until 2028. So for the next 5 years, between now and 2028, the Royal Caribbean will be bringing in 11 ships. They will add 11 new ships. So they have room to offload ships from their fleets, their oldest ships. So don't be surprised in the next 2 or 3 years where some of the older late 1990 ships and early 2000 ships start to disappear from Royal Caribbean's inventory. That's definitely going to happen. I just have to double check something here if I can. Here we go. See if I can get this to work more for me. Here we go. Some of the oldest ships in the fleet for Royal Caribbean. 1997 Enchantment of the Seas. You got to wonder how long that one has. 1997 Rhapsody of the Seas. 1998 built Vision of the Seas. 1999 built Voyager of the Seas. Some of these are likely to be let go. The 1996 Grandeur of the Seas. Some of these are going to be reluctantly have to be let go. Then other early ships, Explorer of the Seas from 2000 Adventure of the Seas from 2001, Navigator of the Seas 2002, Radiance of the Seas 2001. Will any of those be let go? Because they will then be 26, 27 years old by 2028. So this is speculation that's out there, wondering which of these ships will be ultimately let go. MSC, by the way, is the ship company with the second largest number of ships on order. MSC will be bringing in 10 more ships to their fleet. Now, the oldest ships in the MSC fleet looks like the MSC Harmonia from 2001, the MSC Lyrica from 2003, the MSC Opera 2004, the MSC Sinfonia 2002. These are some of their older ships. They might be let go. The Sinfonia has 2,600 capacity. The Opera has 2,500 capacity. The Lyrica 2,500 capacity. The Harmonia 2,600 capacity maximum. So they might be let go, because what's been happening lately at MSC is ships that have been launched, like in 2020, they brought in the MSC Euribia for 6,300 capacity. 2019, just before the COVID hit, the Bellamissima 4,500 capacity. And 2021, the MSC Seashore 5,800, Seascape 5,800 in 2022. And then the World Europa ship 7,600 capacity, and the MSC Virtuosa 6,300 capacity. So, you're talking 6,000 and 7,000 passenger ship as routinely being added. You can imagine these older ships of 2,600 or so are going to be let go. That's just that simple, which means that MSC is still adding to their their bed capacity. They're going to build up their capacity to hold more passengers. Norwegian is bringing in 8 additional ships. Norwegian is contracted to bring in 8 additional ships, and Norwegian, for their oldest ships in the Norwegian brand, we're talking about the Norwegian Sky and Spirit, both 1999 builds, 2004 and 2018 passengers each. Then the Norwegian Star, the Norwegian Sun were both brought in 2001, 2,300 and 1,900 respectively. For 2002, the Norwegian Dawn was added to the fleet with 2,340. So you take those 4, 5, 6 ships out, and you add new ships in. We're talking about ships like the Prima that just got added, 3,219. There's a number of Prima-based ships coming in here, 5 or 6 at least of these. So we're going to see an add-on of almost 1,000 passengers per ship, 800 passengers per ship added for capacity on Norwegian. Just to give you an idea of what's going on there. Now, Carnival, to end this one, 5 new ships are still expected for Carnival to be added. Now, I've told you 25 ships are gone from the Carnival family as a whole. For Carnival, the brand Carnival, the oldest ship now in the system, let me tell you what I see here. The Carnival Elation from 1998, 2,100 passengers. Carnival Paradise, 2,100 passengers, 1998. Carnival Spirit, 2001, 2,100 passengers. The Carnival Sunrise, 1999, 3,800 passengers. And the Carnival Sunshine, 1996 build, 3,000 passengers. But those 2 ships were refurbished in 18 and 19. So they may be done by 27, 28. That would be 10 years after the last refurbishment. That might be it. Carnival Valor is 2004, 2,900 passengers. That may also be one of those ships that is going to say goodbye to the fleet. Now, not all the ships coming into Carnival are Carnival branded. I know that I know there's a Cunard ship coming into Cunard. And their ships are built from '04, '07, '10, or from 10 and 2024. The Queen Anne is coming in 2024 with 2,996 passengers. I don't think it's going to replace the Queen Mary 2. I don't think the Queen Mary 2 will be dumped off yet. That's going to be a while yet. So we'll see about Cunard going forward. And other lines, Costa, with all the changes Costa has made. Let's see what I see here. Costa's fleet now, the oldest ship is 2003, the Costa Fortuna, 3,300 passengers, but it was refurbished in 2018, so it's got several years to go before maybe another 4 years, 5 years, and then maybe it's up for grabs. We'll see what happens there. So there's a bit of a recap for you on what's happening. Ship orders are down. There used to be always 105 to 120 cruise ships coming in the next 5 years. We're down to 66. Only 66 new ships coming in, and most of those are, at least half of them, are less than 1,000 capacity. We're talking about ships for the Four Seasons and for the Ritz-Carlton group. I got my Ritz-Carlton pen right here from Vienna. The Ritz-Carlton ships, I think there's 2 or 3 of those. There are ships being built for Arctic and Antarctic sailings, sort of the miniature icebreaker type ship. There's a number of those coming. So the big behemoth ships, nothing really coming in right now, nothing being talked about. The only big ship that is under order is this one right here. I'll show you this one. Got a photo of it. Let's see if this comes through okay. Here's a big one. This is the Royal Caribbean Icon of the Seas. That is going to be the largest ship in the world. It's coming out late this year. If it's on time, it will be larger than the Oasis class ships that are out there now. And there will be several of these built going forward, probably one every 2 or 3 years. That is the master plan at Royal Caribbean. And I'm going to guess that ships like this with 6,500 capacity will knock off the 2,000 and 3,000 capacity ships one by one. So if they offload 2 old ships and bring this one in, their capacity is the same. But keep this in mind, folks. If they get rid of a ship like they bring in ships like this, and they get rid of their older ships, they only need 1 captain, not 2. So get rid of 2 smaller ships. 2 captains are gone. 1 captain comes in. All the other staff on board the ship. You might have 20% more crew for the bigger ship, but you offload 2 full crews of the smaller ships. Keep that in mind. Another ship that is coming is the Sun Princess. This one right here. 4,000 plus passengers to replace out 3,000 passenger ships for the Princess fleet. And so this is another one of the ships coming. And of course, this is the new look of modern day cruise ships. You have the glass frontage here between you and the water. And then you have these dividers dividing the wind, we're acting as windbreaks. And you have, in some cases, you'll have cabanas that you can rent out, and you'll have loungers, and you'll reserve these, and you'll pay extra to be able to use these all around the perimeter of the ship. You can see here again the ship there. You have just above the lifeboats, you see all those that glassed-in walk area, and then at the very top, of course, you'll have the glassed-in decks up there, and of course, some of those are for the top-notch cabins only, and so you have a little fancier, accommodations. Here's a peek at the. Let's see if I get this to come up. I don't know if this will work or not. Just bear with me. This is I hope a peek of the top of this ship. I'm not sure if this is going to work. My computer is slow today, and we have internet issues, and I'm not sure if this is going to fly or not. But some of these images, here we go. This is the dome on top of this ship. It's at the very top near the front. And this dome is going to be a lounge area. There'll be lots of bar drinks sold here at top dollar. You will pay a hefty price to be here, and you'll probably order snacks and stuff. But you'll be paying a la carte prices, will be my guess, on top of your fare to be in this area. This is what it'll look like in the daytime, and this will be basically a licensed, area. There'll be entertainment and what have you as well, to keep guests from coming in, make them come by. It's one of the restaurants on board this ship as well. So yeah, the Sun Princess coming. But there are fewer ships now on order and going to be under construction going forward as the business slows down. Okay. All right, there you have it. Let's see what's going on here. Christina says, I just tuned in. I need to rewind this show because I am missing a story here that sounds like a doozy. Absolutely. Steven Stair. Hi, Bruce, and all from Michigan. It's 35 out. The gas is $3.09 a gallon. We have 14 days till our first of 2 back-to-back cruises leaving out of Fort Canaveral, going on the Freedom and then the Mardi Gras. Fantastic. Tim Bowman, the Amsterdam and the Rotterdam went to Fred Olsen Cruises and are actively sailing today. This is good news. The Mazdam has been sold twice and is sailing in the Mediterranean. I don't know the fate of the Veendam. Tim Bowman, the Veendam was sold to a Greek company, remains laid up. That's not a good sign. Terry Gallant, I wonder if cruise ships being scrapped had catalytic converters. These seem to be worth a lot of money these days. Yeah, that's true. Kirk Brunson, the only I see is that not everyone loves the massive ships. You are correct, my friend. Not everyone loves the big, massive ships. You know who loves the big, massive ships? The accountants and the bankers and the Wall Street boys. They love the big ships because these are cash cows for the cruise lines. Instead of having a ship with 2,100 passengers, 2,400, 2,800, 3,200, you have 6,500 passengers on a cruise ship. You got massive sized casinos, tons of shore excursions, thousands of people going out on these shore excursions. Commissions for the cruise lines are humongous commissions. On ship sales are great. Extra restaurants, to expensive drinks, all the entertainment, some of it's free, some of it you pay for. The bankers love it. These ships pay for themselves very nicely. And that is the story. What's going on? That's what's happening with the big cruise ships compared to the smaller ones that they're replacing. The older ones cost all kinds of money to refurbish all the time and to rework and paint and try to keep in tip-top condition. And they don't pay the bills like the big ships, the big motor ships. The big ships also have ship-to-shore or shore-to-ship power. They also burn clean natural gas, liquefied natural gas. They're far cleaner, and so they're welcome anywhere now. All the ports in the world will allow these ships in. So the bankers love it, the insurance companies love it, the cruise lines shareholders love the big ships. So I'm sorry to say, the days of the old ocean liners are virtually eliminated now. I mean, there's virtually nothing left anymore. Okay, now I've got some cruises for you guys. I wanted to talk to you about some cruises I came up with that I thought I'd mention to you today. Thank you for joining me today. If you're giving me a thumbs up, please do hit that thumbs up button for us and give us some momentum. We're going for 100 thumbs ups for this show and every show Monday. We have 43 here now. 44, 56 more, and we got 100 thumbs ups. I know that those of you watching on the rerun, you are so loyal to us. You hit the thumbs ups button on the rerun, and that puts us over the top every week. And you let us know about it. Thank you for telling me what thumbs up number you are. If you're giving me a thumbs up, send me a message and tell me what thumbs up button you hit and where are you watching from. What's your temperature today? What's the price of gas where you are? What's your next cruise? Say hi to everybody so everyone can say hi back to you. Thank you all for being part of this channel today. It's great to have you here. Let's see what's going on. Kirk Brunson saying, I am shocked. I am still receiving offers for an upgrade on my cruise. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Someone's dying to talk to me, but they just don't realize I'm on the phone. I'm on the air. You can't talk to me. Terry Gallant, my first cruise was 1991. Oh, how the nickel and diming has increased since then, hasn't it? Just It's unbelievable. The nickel and diming is brutal, and on the Norwegian side, it is an epidemic of nickel and diming. It is bad news. All right, let's talk to you about some cruise ideas. I came up with some cruises that are known as repositioning cruises. Those of you who don't know, every year cruise ships have to be moved from certain areas to certain areas to certain areas, depending on the time of year. Right now, all the cruise ships that are out of the U.S. are doing Caribbean cruising. They're doing Mexican cruising out of Florida or out of Galveston. They're heading south, or they're coming out of Tampa. They're coming out of L.A. or San Diego down to Mexico, or there are cruises leaving from San Francisco and LA and San Diego over to Hawaii and back. These ships get moved. There'll be a bunch of ships going up to Alaska in the late spring. There'll be a bunch of ships that will leave various areas, including to the Caribbean, heading to Europe, and they're going to do Mediterranean sailings. They'll do Northern European sailings. They'll do Scottish Isle sailings, Iceland, Norway, Sweden, all these places. So to move these ships, the cruise lines are basically offering what we call one-way cruises. You're going from one region of the world to another region of the world, and you got to find your way home yourself. And so if you're going to take those cruises, this is a repositioning cruise. And if you take this cruise, the cruise lines can make it worth your while because they offer deals on these cruises. Now, I'm going to tell you some prices today for some repositioning cruises, but I will warn you, and I will give you the heads up that what I'm going to tell you, how little these are, they could go even lower because as we get closer to sailing, the cruise lines start dropping last minute fares off on everybody to get these repositioning cruises up, because their thinking is even if they can break even on the cabin, even if they lose $20 a night on the cabin, they might get you on the casino because you're on these ships for up to 2 weeks or longer. And sooner or later, you might walk into the casino. You're in international waters the whole time, crossing the Atlantic or wherever you are. And if you can drop $100 a day in the casino, they're happy campers over there at the cruise line headquarters because they'll give you a deal on accommodation and they'll get it other ways. Maybe you'll treat yourself to a massage. Maybe you'll buy some other stuff on board the ship, or you'll take some excursions once they have some stops. They try to find a way to make the money. Of course, you want to buy booze on a cruise ship that left Miami 3 days ago and isn't in Europe for 3 days. You want a beer? You're going to pay top dollar in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean for a beer or a rum and Coke or whatever you're fancy. Okay. Here's your first deal of a deal. How about a trip for, looks like a 15-nighter on the Norwegian Epic cruise ship from April 22nd to May the 17th. And it's a New York departure to Barcelona. That's a nice little cruise. Work your way to Barcelona. Once you're in Barcelona, you can start traveling Europe. I mean, you're going to be there on May the 7th. Beautiful weather in Europe now. You stick to the southern coast of France and Spain, and then work your way over to Italy, perhaps get a rail pass like Jennifer and I did last year, and start taking rail trips from Spain into France, into Italy, over to Austria and Switzerland, maybe into Germany, and maybe fly home from Frankfurt or fly home from London, or work your way to Paris and fly home from Paris. Make an extra 2 weeks of it, and you got yourself a 1 month wonderful vacation. And you can find pretty good accommodation at this time of the year. This is shoulder season in Europe. You're talking about getting hotels May the 7th. Bed and breakfasts are cheap. Airbnbs or full-blown apartments. There's all kinds of ways to go. This particular ship, the Edge, the NCL Epic, leaves New York on Saturday, April the 22nd. And you have a sea day, and then you stop at Sharon's favorite place in the world. You end up in Bermuda. You're in Bermuda for the day. This is Monday, the 24th of April. You're in the Royal Naval Dockyard in Bermuda. You got a whole day to enjoy that area. Then you get back on the ship and you have 4 sea days, just 4. And you end up in Ponta Delgada, Portugal. You got a whole day to spend at the beach there and tour around that area. Then you have one more sea day for Sunday in April 30, and you end up on May the 1st in Funchal, Madeira, Portugal. These are the islands near Tenerife out in the Atlantic. And this is the area that Europeans flock to every winter to get away from this with the winter. Sea day on Tuesday, May the 2nd, and then you're going to be in Spain. You're going to be in Cadiz, Spain. If you don't know what it is, that is one of the oldest cities in all of Europe, founded by the Romans. And in Cadiz, Spain, the largest dry dock, one of the largest dry docks in the entire planet, is located at Cadiz. So if you have to get a refurbishment done on one of those Oasis class ships that Royal Caribbean has, you can pull that ship right into dry dock, lift it out of the water, and the entire ship is out of the water. That's how big the dry dock is. You'll see that from your ship over there. Cadiz, Spain, a beautiful place to walk around during the daytime. You don't need to take a tour. You can do it on your own. There's a church just about a 20, 30-minute walk from the ship. There's a church on the way to the church and back are cafes and bars and everything. Don't worry, you get a nice refreshment here and there. But there's this church where you pay, I think, 3 or 5 euros, and you go up the spiral staircase inside one of the bell towers, right to the top. And you are up about 20 stories above the ground, and you can see all of Cadiz, the old town that you're in. You see all of it. Behind you is the ocean. You can see that. You can see the harbor over there. It is spectacular. You will be taking photos and videos if you get your butt up there, and it's worth it because the breeze up there is fantastic. If it's 85 degrees going up there, you're in the shade, by the way, in the bell tower, so it's not 85 inside the bell tower. There are windows there that also allow air to go through. You get to the top, and you got this wonderful ocean breeze up there. It feels like it's 75, 78 degrees. You cool down, you stay up there for half an hour, you relax, and then you take the steps back down. Piece of cake coming down. Cadiz, great day. Thursday, May the 4th, you're in Montreal, Spain. On Friday, May the 5th, you're in Ibiza, Spain. Saturday, May the 6th, you're in Palma de Mallorca, Spain. Those are the islands just south of Spain itself. A lot of Europeans spend winters there. And then Sunday, May the 7th, you are in Barcelona, España. And you will be wise to spend 2 or 3 or 4 days in Barcelona. You'll get a real kick out of that town, see some phenomenal sights. You can take a high-speed train to the capital, Madrid, and enjoy a couple of days there. High-speed train from Madrid to Paris if you want, and enjoy Paris for 4 or 5 days. Fly home, and there you go. What a trip this is. How about price, Bruce? How about this? How would you like to do a 15-night transatlantic repositioning cruise? Inside room, have we got a deal for you? Inside room, $679. 15 nights. That's $41 a night, something like that per person. All your meals. I mean, hey, you can eat specialty restaurants and pay extra, sure, but boy, this is pretty good. Balcony. I don't have any ocean views, but how about a balcony for 15 nights? $879. $879. If it's $50 a night, it's $750. Okay, this is $879. It's like $60 a night a person. This is a bargain. And hey, let me tell you something. If you're gonna do a balcony room, forget about it. Don't even bother. Go to the suite. Why don't you grab a suite on this cruise? New York to Barcelona in a suite for 15 nights. $1,049 a person. We're talking about what are we talking about here? Not even $70 a night. $70 a night per person. $140 a night per couple in a suite on this ship, the NCL Epic to Barcelona. Now that's enjoying in life. That's enjoying. You got your balcony up there. You've got amenities up there that the suite people have. How about that deal? Yeah, worth it. They're offering a $50 credit. So what? It's $50 off. Fine, I'll take another 50 off. But that's a heck of a deal. Norwegian Epic from New York to Barcelona, April 22nd to May the 7th. Price is right on that deal. Second deal I have for you is a cruise that is also, it's a 14-nighter. And this is one of those special cruises. These are very rare, but this one happens every year. It's a repositioning cruise. It's on Holland, America. So you're on a 5.5-star cruise line. The Westerdam ship, nice. Holland America, Westerdam. No complaints about the Westerdam. April 24th to May the 7th, okay? April 24th to May the 7th this year. 14-nighter, Tokyo to Seattle. Now, this is the kind of trip where you fly one way from the US to Tokyo or Osaka. You look for a seat sale. You get there a week to 10 days before. I mean, a long time before the cruise for one big reason. The reason is the time change. You're talking about 11 hours. It's a lot of time change. But number two, you got to see Japan. And to see Japan in April, that's the cheapest, one of the cheapest times of the year. You can see a whole bunch of Japan, ride some of those high-speed rails, and check out bits of Japan that you would never otherwise get to. Find yourself in Tokyo on the 24th of April and get on this ship. And here is your itinerary. This is really something. Tokyo, you depart Yokohama the 24th of April. It's a Monday. On Tuesday, you have a sea day. On Wednesday, you're in Kushiro, Japan. You're in the northern half of Japan. You then cruise the 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, and May the 1st. You're at sea, landing in Kodiak, Alaska on May the 2nd. Thursday, you're in Kodiak. You have one more sea day, and then you're in Sitka, Alaska. Then you have the next day, Ketchikan, Alaska. Then you have an inside passage cruise all the way down. And on Sunday, May the 7th, you're in Seattle, Washington. And you may as well stay a couple of days in beautiful Seattle. May the 7th, Seattle? Yeah, why not? Check out the fish market, enjoy the Space Needle, and enjoy Seattle. What a great time of the year. This cruise, here's a deal for you. If you want to take the inside room on the Westerdam, 5.5-star cruise line, inside room $719, 2-week cruise, that is $360 a person per week. This is good accommodation. The Ocean View, $759, $378 a week. Balcony, $959. We're talking $480 a week a person here. This is a deal. And the suite, $1,759. Finally, you're getting into kind of what a suite should be, $1,759. But a balcony on the Westerdam is a wonderful room to have with all the amenities. You buy yourself one of those spa passes and hit the spa every day. Nice, nice, nice. That is worth your while. That is a nice little cruise. All right, the third repositioning cruise that I'll tell you about happens to take place from April the 16th, 14 nights, from Fort Lauderdale to Southampton. So if you're going to see our buddy Donnell in Cork, Ireland, you got to get yourself to Southampton. Because from Southampton, you can take a quick flight over to Ireland, catch up with Donnell, who's here all the time, one of our sponsor members, and catch up with him and let him show you just how good beer really is in Ireland. This cruise will begin in Fort Lauderdale on the Regal Princess cruise ship. Nice ship. You will be at sea right away for, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, 6 sea days to unwind and de-stress and just unload and relax. And slowly, every day, you change 1 hour in time change. Every day, a 1 hour adjustment. You're going to get to Ponta Delgada, Portugal on Sunday, April 23rd. Then on Monday and Tuesday, the April 24th, 25th, you have two more sea days. You're going to be in Brest, France, which might be 1 hour differential. Then you have one more sea day, and you're in Rotterdam, Holland, which is code for Amsterdam. You're going to grab a train ride real quick or a bus trip into Amsterdam. You might take a tour for the city, have a whole day over there. You're going to love Amsterdam. Then Saturday, the 29th of April, you're in Zeebrugge, Belgium. And on Sunday, April the 30th, you're in Southampton, United Kingdom. And of course, from Southampton to London is an hour, 20 minutes by train. Heathrow is right there. Gatwick is within an hour or two. If you want to fly right away, I wouldn't do that. I would hang out in the UK for a while, head over to Liverpool and see the home of the Beatles, take a tour over there, maybe grab a ferry ride across the way to Ireland, head to Dublin, head over to Cork, Ireland, catch up with Donnell from this channel and hang out with him for a brewski or so. Yeah, nice little trip. You can do all kinds of stuff from Southampton. Obviously, the deal of deals, we got some prices here. 14-night cruise on the Regal Princess inside room, $748, $375 a week. Not a bad deal there per person. Ocean balcony, there's no ocean views, so ocean balcony, $962 for the 2-week cruise, $481 a person for the week. What a deal. And if you want the suite, $1,592 for 2 weeks. And there you have it. That is one heck of a cruise to take advantage of. All right, now I want to tell you about another cruise here that I've come up with. I just want to double check here on all of your comments. Larry Blake, number 46. Thank you, my friend, for the 46 thumbs up. Marvin Thomas, Marv from Minnesota is here. 42 degrees today. Whoa. Thank you, my friend. That's 10 degrees above freezing. Mike Barber, 41st thumbs up tonight on the Prima in 20 days. I want you to tell me what it's like, Mike. Let us know on your show right after you get off of there. Sharon, our youngest at age 9, observed cruise ships are great at separating you from your money without ever making you touch your wallet. Yes. Tim Bowman, we've done many repositioning cruises and love the experiences at sea for multiple days. Wonderful. Jazen Zingle, hi, Uncle Bruce from Georgian Bay, 2 degrees Celsius, going to 7-8 tomorrow. Must be close to a record if SoFi 10 times. I will go on one of these cruises you talk about sometime. So let's hope SoFi goes up for you and you're on a cruise sooner rather than later. Jason Kimmins, good evening, Bruce. Are you planning any group cruises in the near future? Nothing in the near future, no. Because in the near future, Jen is recovering from her current hip operation that she just had. She's getting through it very well. And then we have another hip operation planned for next December. So all this year, we're really not sure of a cruise. It's not necessarily on our radar. But the year after, we'll see how she recovers from hip operation number 2. And we'll let you know. So right now, it's get Jen rebuilt and go from there. Sharon, Bermuda is indeed fabulous. I knew you'd say that. Do they make you work at the dry dock in Cadiz? I don't think so. I think you're good to look around. Mike Hood, Wonder if the Wonder of the Seas, end of April, 50 degrees in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Gas $2.99 a gallon. Thank you, Michael, for being here. Thank you, all of you, giving us thumbs ups while you're here as well. Way to go, guys. Sharon, if you travel to Barcelona, try to pick up a couple of phrases of Catalan. There were definitely a couple of cabbies who wouldn't have taken us, but for the fact that we could greet them in Catalan, their native language. Donnell, thanks for that tip, Sharon. I so want to visit Barcelona ASAP. Moonman Moo, number 52 on the thumbs up meter. Thank you so much, sir. Sharon, 53 thumbs ups, 47 to go. You are over halfway home, Donnell. Sharon is loving you for that. Thank you all for these thumbs ups. Keep them coming in. Okay, I got one more cruise to talk to you about. And this is a river cruise. And I wanted to go over this with you. This is going to take a while, so bear with me as I describe this cruise to you. This is an 11-day cruise that starts on June the 18th, and the cruise, the entire embarkation and everything starts in Amsterdam, and the final destination of this cruise is Zurich, Switzerland. So this has got everything. This is just an unbelievable cruise. Um, we've got the cruise line is the Emerald Cruise Line, and the ship is known as the Emerald Sky. And let me just double check something here over here. Yeah, okay. The Emerald Sky was built in 2014. The ship is 443 feet long. It's a river cruise ship. It's longer, 1.5 times a football field. This is long, 38 feet across. Passenger capacity 182. That's all. That means 91 couples, really. Capacity. Cruise size 47. And the outside cabins are 20. Cabins with verandas are 72. And a maximum occupancy per cabin, 2 people, which tells me age restrictions, 1 person must be over 21. So it could be mom and a child, dad and a teenager. That's okay, but it's 1 person must be 21 and over. Okay, so you're not going to have families of 4 with 4, 2 little kids running around like crazy. They're not going to do that. Okay. Are there bars and lounges? Yes, there are. Are there beauty salons and barbershops? Yes, there are. Is there a casino? No. Are there elevators? Yes, there are elevators. Is there a wireless internet access? Yes, there is. A laundry? Yes, there is. Is there are there shops? Yes, there are. Is there a spa? Yes, there is. There's a spa on board this ship. So rather interesting. Even a fitness center available on this ship. Okay, so let's talk about this cruise, okay? The first day, as I said, is June the 18th. This is when everything starts. And on day 1, you are coming to Amsterdam. And whether you're already there or not, I recommend you are there already. I would highly encourage you to be in Amsterdam for almost a week, if not a full week in Amsterdam. You want to see this place and experience it. Grab a bike, go for rides, grab a canal tour, museums, restaurants, bars, partying, fun. Great place. All right, Amsterdam. Upon arrival in Amsterdam, you will be met at the airport. Now, this is assuming you fly in. So, it's not. I'm not saying you're going to fly in, but this is an idea. Those of you who do fly in for this cruise, you'll be met at the airport and transferred to your innovative ship, Starship, where you will friendly captain and crew will be waiting for your arrival. And you're going to have dinner, day 1. Day 2, Amsterdam. Every narrow street and gabled a facade in Amsterdam tells tales of the Dutch Golden Age, a prosperous time when Dutch was among the most acclaimed in the world. Today, relax during a glass-top cannibal. Relax upon a glass-topped canal boat tour, as opposed to a not very relaxing cannibal tour where tourists will be eaten by the locals. Let's forget that part of the trip and just do a relaxed canal glass top ship. Oh man, I'm in such trouble. Let's continue on. Going through the Amsterdam elaborate UNESCO World Heritage listed canal system, sailing through the medieval center of the city and past Roman patrician houses. Alternatively, embark on a guided bike tour of Waterland, passing quintessential villages, traditional windmills, and flower fields. That's for me because I will have been there earlier and I've already done a canal tour. I've avoided the cannibal tour. I've done the canal tour, but I would love a bike tour of this place. Enjoy sailing through the countryside and on towards the Rhine River this afternoon. Perhaps enjoy a drink on the sun deck and watching the passing scenery before joining your captain for a gala dinner. And on that ship that day, you're having lunch, dinner, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now, day number 3, you're going on. You're going to be in Cologne on day 3. Cologne is one of the oldest cities in Germany. Step back in time today as a guided walking tour takes you through the ancient heart of the city, passing iconic landmarks such as Cologne Cathedral, a UNESCO World Heritage listed site. After your tour, you will be taken to a one of a kind farm estate just outside of Cologne, which provides the locals with sustainable products. As part of your Emerald Plus program, enjoy a fantastic cooking demo and have a glimpse behind the scenes of this incredible place. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner on your trip as well. Koblenz is day 4. Immerse yourself in a fairy tale like surroundings today as we cruise to Koblenz, a town with a postcard worthy backdrop of vineyards and mountain ranges. Your trip includes a walking tour of the town. It'll unveil the twin towered facade of the Church of Our Lady, the point at which two of Europe's great rivers meet at the German corner, and Ehrenbreitstein Fortress, one of the largest preserved fortresses in Europe. I'm not saying it twice. Enjoy sailing through the UNESCO World Heritage listed Rhine Gorge this afternoon, where romantic castles sit atop tree-covered canyons and half-timbered medieval villages appear as though they have been suspended in time. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner included. Pretty nice stuff. You'll have an orientation walk of Koblenz and a visit to Ehrenbreitstein Fortress. Man, you can even do an extra trip thing, Moselle Valley and Cochem Castle visit, extra expense if you want to do that. Day number 5, we have Lucht, so I can read this right, Ludwigshafen and Heidelberg, day 5. This morning you will discover Heidelberg, the idyllic UNESCO city of literature, which has inspired the likes of Mark Twain and famed British artist William Turner. A guided tour of the town will unveil its rich history, starting with the Renaissance ruins at the Heidelberg Castle, where the carefully curated gardens host serene water features, sculptures, and colorful flower beds. This is a full day. After that day, day 6, you are in Kiel, Kehl, and Strasbourg. This morning, you will dock in Kiel and be transferred by coach to the picturesque town of Strasbourg, where a medieval past is yours to discover among cobbled squares surrounded by half-timbered houses. Your included walking tour of the UNESCO World Heritage listed Old Town will touch on many of Strasbourg's highlights, including the astrological signs that adorn the facade of the Maison Cammerzell and the idyllic history scenery around Petite France. This afternoon, enjoy free time to explore Strasbourg at leisure. Pretty nice stuff. Day 7, Breisach and Freiburg. Okay, not easy to say these places. Today, as part of your incredible Emerald Plus program, you will visit the city of Freiburg, considered the capital of the Black Forest. Freiburg has lovely sights that will leave you amazed. As part of your visit, you will also have the opportunity to sample true Black Forest delicacies from the lively market in the city center near the main cathedral. If you are feeling more active, why not join a guided bike tour of Breisach? That sounds pretty good too. Day 8, Basel and Lucerne. Basel is the capital of Switzerland. Welcome to Switzerland and the quaint Rhine side town of Basel. After breakfast, you will be transferred by coach to Lucerne, including a 2-night stay in Lucerne. Day 9, you're going to be in Lucerne. Let's see if I get this going here. Here we go. Lucerne, known around the world for its spectacular setting, perfectly encapsulating a traditional Swiss city with a backdrop of snow-topped mountain ranges. Your morning will start with a guided tour of the city, touching on its well-preserved medieval delightful waterfront promenades with colorful buildings. Included excursion Lucerne, a train and cable car ride to Rigi and Rigas is extra and optional if you want to take that one. Day 10 is Lucerne to Zurich. This morning, transfer by coach from Lucerne to the cosmopolitan city of Zurich, Switzerland, known for its towering church steeples, winding cobbled lanes, and contemporary center. When you arrive, enjoy a guided tour of Zurich, followed by a free time to explore its delightful lakeside setting, perhaps discovering its famous old town. The included excursion is a guided tour of Zurich. Day 11, Zurich. After breakfast, it's time to bid farewell to your fellow guests and transfer to the airport, passing a backdrop of mountains and forests on your way. That is your 11-day cruise and stay between Amsterdam and Zurich, Switzerland. Really amazing. A little more detail here. What is included in your fare? I'll get to the fare in a minute. You are looking at a boutique contemporary hotel feel with spectacular onboard heated pools, cinema, spa, and lounge. Your spacious, comfortable accommodations you'll want to spend time in with panoramic suites and staterooms and innovative open-air systems for cabins on the Vista and Horizon decks. Gourmet, all included on-board meals and highlight dinner events, al fresco on the terrace or the well-appointed Reflections restaurant. Enjoy in-depth culture experiences with Emerald Plus excursions, cheese and olive tasting, or Provençal dinner on board hosted by a local chef. Emerald's concierge service served right at your suite. Enjoy continental breakfast, pre-dinner canapes, and after-dinner treats. Only applies to owner one-bedroom suites, Riverview Suites, and Grand Balcony Suites. A refined selection of wine, beer, and soft drinks to accompany lunch and dinner. Tea and coffee available at all times. Bottled water restocked daily in your cabin. Built-in adventure with an included onshore excursion at every port. Visits to many UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Emerald active guided biking and hiking tours. Excellent service from an English-speaking crew. Knowledgeable, personable local destination guides. Complimentary bicycles on board. Complimentary onboard Wi-Fi. All airport transfers to and from your ship with all gratuities. Port charges now included in your tour price. All gratuities for onboard and shoreside staff, all included. How much is this cruise? Well, this vacation is 11 days. It is priced at $3,630 per person, US, all in. So this is not a bad deal. You think about this 11 days, divide that by 11, and you're talking about $345 a day with all your gourmet meals and excursions and Wi-Fi and tips and drinks. Not a bad deal. You're going to be treated like royalty on these cruises. How many of my viewers have told me about river cruises being the best of the best? It is truly something. So $7,300 for two people to enjoy this 11-day cruise. And if you were to do this, I would highly urge you to definitely get there before, probably before, and stay after. You want to be in Amsterdam for days prior to when you get there, at least 3, time change, see the city a little yourself. And then after it's all over, you want to spend some more time in Switzerland, and notably Zurich. You definitely want to spend some time in Zurich because you've only got a taste of Zurich. But in 2 hours and 20 minutes out of Zurich by first-class rail, and it's not that expensive, you can go to a place known as Zermatt. And if you get your butt over to Zermatt, you are going to have an experience that will blow your mind. Because Zermatt is one of these places that is difficult to describe, difficult to not enjoy. It is the home, of course, to the Matterhorn, the mountain. See if I can get this to show or not. Let's see if I make this work. This is a video that I took of the top of the area in Zermatt. You can take a rail line up here And this is at 10,000 feet up and you can go up here with just running shoes on or just casual shoes. And you will see glaciers up here. This is your World UNESCO area. Five or seven glaciers, if I'm not mistaken, with the Matterhorn, which should be coming into view in just a moment. The Matterhorn mountain, the most photographed mountain in the world. There's this building here at the very top, an observation center. There's the Matterhorn. That is the most recognizable mountain in all of Europe. That is on top of you buy Toblerone chocolate bars. That's the mountain on the Toblerone chocolate bar. Pretty darn spectacular. And I'm just giving you a 360 view with my camera. This phone, that's how I took this. It is absolutely spectacular. Everyone else up here was doing exactly what I was doing these shots. I saw a ski lift at the very top of that mountain over there. You can ride that as well on a day up there. You have to go to Zermatt. You must spend at least 4 nights in Zermatt and really understand just what Switzerland is all about. And this is in the dead of summer. It is gorgeous. It's incredible. Clear sky. You cannot believe what you're looking at from this vantage point. See how easy it is? It's flat for us, easy to walk up on there. Phenomenal. You put together this canal cruise, this river cruise, and a visit to Amsterdam before the cruise and a visit to Switzerland after the cruise. You will not be able to stop talking about it to everyone you know. They will ask you, what was it like? And you'll just go, where do you want me to start? Incredible. It's absolutely incredible. So thank you all for tolerating that long explanation about that cruise. I appreciate you all. I hope you enjoyed that and found it interesting. But yes, river cruises, usually speaking, it's not uncommon for some river cruises to run $500 a night per person. You can easily spend $1,000 a day on a river cruise. And I will tell you that July and August and September, a ton of these cruises are sold out. There is no room at the inn at $1,000 a night a couple. Sold out every year. This is so popular among Europeans and visitors to Europe. And there's good reason for it, because it is 5-star service minimum, 5-star dining, impeccable food, impeccable service, gorgeous scenery. Staff cannot help you enough. It is really something. And it's something that I'm hoping Jen and I will be able to do in the not too distant future. So there you have it. A couple of thoughts for you there to go. Okay, everybody. Stephen Butler, thanks, Bruce. Jen, continue. I hope Jen continues to improve on her hip. We do too. Folks, thank you for joining me tonight. We have had, you've been just great to me this evening. 55 of you have been able, we got 55 thumbs ups from 55 of you tonight. Thank you for this halfway start to the 100 mark. I'm certain the folks on the rerun will get us the rest of the way there. They always do. Thank you so much for being here for the big show. Next week, I'll bring you whatever news I come up with on cruise lines, and we'll keep an eye open for some more cruise deals and cruise opportunities that might come your way. Some of these cruises are just mind-blowing what you can do on them. And for those of you who've been on a repositioning cruise, you know what I'm talking about. You know how great a deal these are. And sometimes you can combine a repositioning cruise with a river cruise. Sometimes you work it that way and you sort of justify the cost of the river cruise by saying to yourself, well, we saved so much money on the repo cruise that when you average it all out, we were on 2 kinds of vessels for like 30 days and it came in at, $140 a day. And you try your own way to justify the cost. It's up to you, but boy, some of these are fantastic. Sharon, take care and happy Valentine's Day to you, Jen and TWB family. Thank you, Sharon, so much for being here tonight. Thank you, Stephen Butler. Thank you to Moonman Moo, Donnell for being here, Mike Hood today. Jason was here, Jazzin was here, Tim was here. Thank you, guys. Mike, Marvin, Larry, thank you for being here today. Terry, Kirk, as always, he's always here. You can't get rid of Kirk. He's always here. Stephen, thank you. Christina, thanks. Rocky, Brittany for being here. Karim was here today. Thank you all. Eddie was here. BZJJ, Robert Blunt, thank you all so much for popping in to see me today on the big show here. Have a great week, everybody. Take care of yourself. Stay healthy, okay? Don't get ill out there. And I'll see you all next week. Kirk Brunson, I'll be on my cruise next Monday, but I'll try to tune in right on, pal. Can't wait to hear how that train trip is going to work for you and your cruise. Have a great time. You deserve the time off, my friend. Very well done. Donnell, another great show, Bruce. Have a great week, everybody. See you back here next Monday. Be here or be there or be square. Absolutely. Thank you for the 56 thumbs ups that have now come in. 44 to go. And we hit 100. And I'm certain the rerunners are going to make it happen for us as they do every week. Thank you in advance, everybody, for the thumbs ups. Have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next Monday, 7 o'clock for sponsor members of this channel, 8 o'clock for everyone else. And I look forward to catching up with you then. Goodbye from here, from Palm Desert, California. 2 clicks right. Just got here. See you, everybody. You take care. 2 clicks. See you guys next Monday, everybody. Thank you very much. Bye for now.